All right, so we got, hope this is on. We got chest today with a little bit of shoulders and triceps. I want to go over before I get in there how do you know if your chest day is actually going to cause growth in your chest rather than moving around some weight and not seeing any visual results. Because I do think there's a massive difference of if you go into the gym for a chest day, do 8 sets of bench press and maybe one pec fly movement, and thinking, or if your intention with that is getting a bigger chest, odds are low. But if you're going in there just because you really want to have a really heavy bench, by all means, go for it. But I do think, first off, before I get anything else, if you are in the middle of wanting strength, like a really big bench and a big chest, if you want to be the best, you have to pick one. You can't be in the middle. Because if you're in the middle, you're going to be decent at both. You're going to have a decent bench, decent chest. But if you want to maximize one or the other, you have to go all in on it. What is going on here? All in is in, like, that's what your training is completely focused on. And you're not starting off your chest day doing 3 sets of PRs, like 3 rep PRs on bench. Not saying this can destroy your chest day, but I'm saying you're prioritizing one thing over another, because that's the first thing you're going into the gym to hit. Like, that's the most fresh you are going to be when you go into the gym, is that first exercise. And you can absolutely get way more out of that first exercise of what your primary goal is based off of how you perform it and what you're picking. So today, when I go in, I start off with the pec fly for a couple of reasons. First one is that movement, I can actually get a full stretch on my pec, where it's completely different from either a incline dumbbell press, which is still great, or any other type of pressing movement. It's because when you swing your arm way the hell back here, you're not doing a pressing movement with your arm back here. My elbow can't even go that far back. When you have it like a fly, where your like wrist is open, it rotates your arm out, your chest can go even further back. And it's getting the most out of the chest to start it right off. And totally different feeling you get within your chest. So I'll start off that. That's the first reason why I'll start off with that. And then the next one is I'm actually isolating my chest. Sure, biceps get hit a little bit, but I'm primarily hitting chest from it. And if you ever have an issue with your triceps taking over, if you do a bench press and your triceps get, get a pump and your chest doesn't, assuming form is reasonable, you maybe have dominant triceps and those just take most of the weight once you're pressing, and it doesn't hit your chest as much. And the more and more you keep doing that, the more and more dominant the triceps become. And if you want a big bench, that's fine. If you want more of the physique side of it, you probably want to start directly with the muscle you're trying to go in and hit. Because today is chest day. I want to go hit that. So yeah, I'll start off with that. Then I'll go into 2 pressing movements. Now, partially up to personal preference, but I found I like machines better, but it really doesn't matter which one you pick, machines or free weight, as long as you're actually getting a full range of motion, of course, yeah, you know that. But the arm paths you pick, whether it's incline or flat, as long as you get a variety, the order is not to it doesn't matter that much. Like, you're not going to see a difference in your chest growth because you started with incline instead of something else. It's I'll put it this way, it's negligible. As in you're really not going to see the difference. What matters more is you're actually hitting your chest on the movement rather than the exercise selection. I think that is obviously huge. I think I only do like 3 exercises for chest, and I do a couple for shoulders, a couple for tris, and the other movements are mainly just to get a pump. I still train just as hard on the secondary muscles of the day, but just the volume is less, and maybe doing a lot higher reps. Either one way or another, I'm doing higher reps for those muscles to get much more of a pump. Because I have another day to hit shoulders and triceps as the main thing I'm going in to hit, which is my other push day. And I balance the two with the amount of volume with 2 separate push days, just so it helps with the recovery loop. I found if I do everything all on this push day, full amount of volume on chest, shoulder, and tri, my workout will take 3 hours. I don't want that. As much as I love working out, I don't want that. And also the recovery side of it. I found with everything else being on point, structured diet, training, sleep, having that much is it starts to overlap a little bit over time. You may not see that in the first couple of weeks of starting a new program, but over time I see that. So I had the variance there, and then also I have 2 rest days, 1 every 4 days, so 2 every 8, about 2 a week, to also help with that. So part of that is balancing or learning your body and balancing it on top of everything you have going on. But like if you change your program, like I mentioned that if you start doing a fly first, because I just mentioned it, I wouldn't be overly concerned about the fatigue you're going to get when you start doing something new, because that always happens. You ever start a new training program and you just get unbelievably sore and like just your muscles just get stiff for like a week straight? That's normal. That's what happens when you start a new program. So I wouldn't be too concerned about it then and try to readjust because that happened. I would just fight through that and continue on. That being said, we are here. So it's what is it? Saturday, 5 o'clock. Nobody here. Go crank it out. See you in there. All right. So I'll either do this type of pec fly, like on a machine pec fly, or I'll do the cable one. Honestly, no difference. Whatever I'm feeling to start off the chest day with. Honestly, just matters more of the whole point of starting with this is the fact that I can throw my arm way behind me, and I think there's a difference, or something. Let me make sure I say this correctly. I think people miss out on the difference between feeling like their pec is going to tear off, or when that's actually going to get the most out of activating your chest before starting the rest of the workout. Because when you start with these, especially if I do like a cable, like pressing one, the amount of like strain it puts right on the tendon is way more than any other chest movement I do. And I think most people will avoid it because they think that's tearing their pec. But if it's a weight you can control, I wouldn't be worried about thinking that's going to tear your pec off. Because if you could control it all the way down and go back up for numerous reps, it's not going to be a weight that your tendons can't handle, because you proved it by doing a full reps with it. When it does become a problem is when you try to do chest movements that are way beyond something you can control on the eccentric part of it, which normally, or I see this a lot, even with some of my friends tore their pec from doing bench press way heavier than they can actually control it on the way down. And I think that usually happens when you get used to benching, like doing halfway down and not all the way down to touching your chest, and then you eventually go up to a weight where it's something
more than you can handle, and then eventually you go down to where touching your chest, and you've never really done a bench press all the way down to here. So not only is it going out of the range of motion you're normally doing, it's also way more weight than you can handle, because that amount of weight is what causes you to go down to here. And that's usually when people start tearing their pecs from bench press. But this, I mean, if you're controlling it, you're good. All right. That being said, let's get into it. If you also hold it for like just 1 extra second at the bottom, helps so much more. All right. Bonus points if you can roll your shoulders back the entire time while you're doing it. Otherwise, if you ever have an issue with your front delts just overwhelming everything, some people have that problem, not everybody, but this causes you to take your delts out of it. But even over-exaggerating helps a lot. I think just the problem is once you get to the end here, while you're like this, it's kind of tough to actually finish the rep. Drop it. Two different pressing movements to finish up chest. This one's incline. I only got like, only relative, but a plate and 10 on here. I think it's heavily overestimated. I mean, upper chest wise, if you're doing something like this, the amount of weight that you'd be doing for, I mean, at least for me, such a small area, definitely much different compared to doing like a decline. Decline, gosh, you could put like 3 plates on, you'll feel fine because there's so much behind it. Like you have your body weight, lower pec as well, a lot of triceps. But the fact that this thing's gonna be, I'm gonna throw it up to like way the hell up here. I mean, it'll target this part a ton, but by no means you're gonna be doing a ton of weight doing that, at least for me.
And they both send me text messages like every fucking day. I get them fucking confused. Yo, that's not me, man. I'm a different Justin. Oh, okay. You're the one with the ugly wife. Pretty cool. She must be into coding. She's a fucking witch.
Damn. All right, at this point in the chest day, you saw I did 2. Let me put this aside first. You saw I did 2 super controlled movements. I mean, one was lighter, fly. One was heavy, and I still controlled. And just to finish off chest, I want to start actually moving some weight around. So I'm not going to be too concerned, or overly concerned about controlling it for another set. I'm just going to crank this out for light enough work. I can get to like 15 or 12 to like 15. I'll just constantly keep going with it. And get as much blood flow as I possibly can into my chest before I go move on to something else. Keep some variance in the workouts that I do while still having the same training program for a year now. It's like switching up that way. Like maybe I'll do this flat press before incline, and I'll make the incline the one just crank out until the like 12 to 15 reps. Yeah, I gotta drop the weight already. That was it for chest. Thank you, dude. Holy cow. All right, we'll do like 4 supersets for shoulders just to get a pump in them. Same with tries. I won't superset that just 'cause it's kind of inconvenient. The dip machine is it's like 30 yards from the other tricep overhead extension. I don't feel like running across the gym back and forth just to do a superset. But for shoulders, it's easy enough. Doing a shoulder press, I point because it's over there, and going straight into lateral raises from there. It just speeds it up. The fact that, what has it been? An hour just to get through chest. We still got shoulders and tries. So, a few ways to speed it up. Alright, throw on a little extra weight that I normally do for shoulder press. Just because I'm not worried if I get like 4 reps on this. I'm going to make up for it by doing lateral raises right after. In fact, I'm doing 10-pound plate lateral raises. I'll definitely get like 15 with that. So being overly concerned about only getting 4 reps on doing something a little heavier. It's a way to get both pushing heavy and also higher reps within a superset, just so I can move on to triceps and then be done with the lift.
This is gas. This is gas. I told you, bro. Yo, bro, I told you, bro. Come on. He made a top. He tripped up. Yeah, that's fine. Pressure left the top there. And not. It was good. Sure? No, wasn't bad. Yeah. You let it go a little more though. So your curls can fit. So you're running back same way. It looks hard. Yeah. And you made it low too. Low burst, yeah. You got a low burst. Because if you see a burst, you go all the way up to here. Yeah. Do this again. Yeah, low. Look at the meat taper in the back. It's fun. We're going to do the same thing. On dog, we're going to also need a high taper with the kind of piece on the back. I'm going to low taper with white highlights. Signature. I use it to raise the price. Why? I'm not going to one. You should keep it in the car with that. Run the off on YouTube. I'll shout out. That's perfect. Perfect. Hell yeah. Does he know I'm skinny? Yeah, I don't even know I'm skinny. My bicycle comes out of nowhere. They're stuck. Time back. Mine. Hey! Yeah. Right here. Oh, we're done? Yeah, you're just last set. Down? Yeah. Yeah. Fabio has 157. You got anything? Yeah, I said. You're so sad. You don't know how to even break abs enough. He doesn't hit a hard enough. Why you got rolling thing? That is nothing to hit these bigger. Come on, look at this stuff. You're sticking this out. Oh, yeah. I gotta do it on this. So now your ass. Baseball ball. Yeah, you should make 3 songs. Sometimes the most whack concept ever. It's like listening to the radio. It's so bad. flow, which is so retarded. He tried to reincarnate too fast. No, he's trying to up his career. Yeah, how you do it? You push the highest person. You try to, push the highest person. What are you doing? He's not stupid. He's not gonna talk back. He might try to hang on you too. You don't even know like I know, bro. You know, like that's the bitch we gotta leave. Yeah. That's why the blood I'm feeling. Fuck. Come on, buddy, go out there. Outsides. I wish you would. I wish you would.
If you don't have one of these movements when you're hitting triceps, you definitely need to. Any type of pressing movement with the correct intention of hitting your tricep is needed to actually get the most out of hitting it. Let me make sure I phrase this correctly. To actually get the most out of hitting your triceps. So the same way for chest, if you only did fly movements, I mean, that wouldn't make logical sense. So for triceps, yeah, you have rope push downs. Yeah, I'll do overhead extensions, but something like a pressing movement, like dips, like a top half of the dips where it mainly has your triceps, or a close grip bench, you definitely need to add one of those into your tricep routine, just because it's the exact same way chest you wouldn't just do fly movements, you have pressing movements as well. And that was one of the bigger things that actually made a difference within seeing a bigger difference in actually having a developed tricep instead of like a flat line. Like I used to be able to just put a ruler right here and it would be able to touch my entire arm from elbow to shoulder. And implementing both like pull down movements or push down movements, also actually pressing movements, huge difference. Especially controlling it too. It actually makes it a lot more difficult because I'm doing this, and I mean, compared to everything else I can do, bodyweight wise, I get like 6 reps on this for all 4 sets. So it's completely different.
Ginger man pulled down. Ginger bed pulled down. Throw him back. No, I know. I'm not eating shit. You know what I mean? You don't eat shit, bro? Right, so, man. I would expect it. I took my chance, but I was not going to stop. I was not going to stop. I took it. He's not going to know.
I gotta work on locking out on that. Like I'll do half reps, which is fine, partial, sure, but like, I mean, you'll get more out of if you do full range of motion. And I think I grew a habit of like, always getting a full stretch and then just like doing a quarter to half rep. I mean, not quarter, that's reaching, but like half rep. And I mean, you're still missing half the range of motion by going here and then locking your elbows out. I think a lot of people think it's like not good to do, especially for like leg press. If you're doing leg press and I don't know, you see a bunch of people say, oh, don't lock out your knees, that's horrible for it, but like, it's only a problem if you're doing a weight you can't handle. Like, if you're doing 8 plates on leg press when realistically you should only be doing 4, yeah, locking your knees out is going to be a problem because your whole leg can't handle that. And the way you know if it's an actual weight you can handle, see if you can control it on the way down each rep for a reasonable amount of reps. If you can control it down for 1 rep, that doesn't count. You do a full set with it, you're good. You can lock out your knees. And the problem is when you jolt it. Like if you jolt the weight up and then just drop it on your feet or drop it on your leg, then it's a problem. How did I start talking about that while I'm on overhead tricep extension? I don't know, but this focuses more on, actually I still gotta lock out here. So, I mean, this is like still tricep right here, this last quarter of it. So, something for me to focus on personally. Okay. I feel like I should be doing way more. What did I got? I did 90 and then 75. I feel like I should be doing way more weight than I'm currently doing. So I don't mind getting like 6 reps on this right now. Okay, let's go do abs and then pose. Does this setup remind you of anything? Look like I think Chris Williamson would be drooling over this setup, dude. Cinematic lighting on a Ab Crunch. Could set up a podcast right here for it. I tried saying that last time when I was doing this. I set this up over here, but I couldn't actually explain what I was trying to say. This is peak Chris Williamson podcast. You know what? You wouldn't like this in the shot. Let me move it. There we go. Let's pose right here as well. All right. Had to drop the exposure a little extra for the thumbnail. Let's take all this off. Hopefully you guys can do the Nick Walker. was solid. Huge difference in actually getting a pump in my triceps from doing a pressing movement. Like I said, let me move this up. You guys can't even see me. Huge difference in actually getting a pump in my triceps from doing a pressing movement along with it, or along with the overhead movement. That's something I heavily neglected when I first started lifting. I didn't have no close grip pressing, no dips, no you can do like incline close grip. Certainly not enough. Huge difference. Enough yapping, and let's get out of here and get the car. Okay. Pull my shorts down.
All right. Oh man, I'm fucking exhausted. Let's make this car chat on the way home. Let's talk a little less about the gym just for a minute. I know this is all gym content. I know it's what I do, but I think if you watch my content, I'm gonna have to guess. Most people are guys between the age of 14 to like 25 that work out. I'm assuming you work out if you watch this. That watch. So I was assuming that you're probably like that age, gender demographic. Probably also see a lot of the same stuff, other type of content, like, I don't know, like Togi, Sam, I'm gonna just start listing off names. Genetic Anomaly, Trend Twins, and then outside of fitness as well. Maybe you only see fitness content, but I'm sure you see other stuff like Rez, TJR, all that jazz. I feel like if you're my age, you see all of it across the fitness and the financial side of things. Like people that do either meta ads or media buying, trading. I think if you're into this, then you're into that as well. And I wanted to touch on that a little bit because I see, maybe it's just because my algorithm on Instagram feeds me a ton because I watch it, but so many like younger people with nice, usually cars. It's usually nice cars, or like a balcony in Miami and Brickell, and it kind of feels a little overwhelming to feel like my age or younger and like feel like you're behind, but it's not always what it seems for that. Just knowing, having understanding up closer with some people near that, and it's not always what it seems, as in you aren't behind. There's a lot of, I don't know. I feel like I'm just going to go on a tangent about it because I was kind of thinking about it for what I'm doing for content. There's a lot of things I wouldn't consider right, in my opinion, of like drop shipping products that are BS and getting a bag off of it. Like, I don't know how you do that. Sell some like drop shipping supplement that either has no active or barely any active ingredient to do anything effective, or the ingredient they claim to do something actually doesn't do jack squat. And you sold it to 100,000 people and made a bag. And I don't know how you're happy with that. Me personally, I mean, I trade, and I guess I had to look into that a bit more because I feel like making money from that, like, how would you be happy with that? Of like, you feel like you're stealing money from somebody else. But I looked into it more, and I had to understand how I would look at it from a objective point of view. And I guess most people are wired to look at value as in, or making money as in, manual work provides value to money. And they usually correlate that if I didn't have to break my back to get to the money, then it has not a rewarding feeling of getting the money. And that's like the physical aspect of it. And I think that's how we see it as moral. And I think trading is more amoral, as in there isn't unless if you're insider trading or rug pulling people, that's a different story. Let's just talk regular trading, where they do futures trading, swing trading, options trading, whatever. I think it's more of amoral, as in the value is not within manual labor. The value is within statistical models, and it's reasoning value. The value is in with I don't want to say predicting, but knowledge-based value, informational-based value. You say the market is going to do this, go up, and either in this X amount of time, and when you do that, it is one risk, of course, but it's also the value is within the value is within the reason and the probability outcome, not manual labor. Now, it's kind of hard to wrap your head around, because I think we're all wired to look at making money as work-based, manual labor-based. So it is a very abstract way of perceiving money. And it's entirely based off of mathematical schema. And it's pretty hard to comprehend. And I had to take a step back from it for a second and be like, am I doing the same thing as these guys that are drop shipping supplements for fitness and that are crap supplements and making a bag off of it? Am I somewhat similar, or? And I had to look back and I'm like, it is different. It's just it's abstract way to look at it. Dude, there's people that are like, course sellers, whatever, unethical, whatever. Like, either you can sit here and piss and moan about people make money like that, which it sounds like that's what I'm doing. But the only reason I point it out is to assure you that it's not always what it seems when you see you could scroll 10 times in a row on TikTok or Instagram and see 10 different people your age with a Lamborghini Aventador. And it's like, what the hell am I doing? I just saw 10 people with it and they're my age. Like, I feel like I'm way behind, and like mentally beating yourself up over it. Yes, it's achievable. Of course it is. But try not to beat yourself up over it. Because of course we're all pushing for that. Obviously, why wouldn't I? The hell? The more you get into it, the more you realize the game. I say this just because I've been back and forth with it for 3 years now. Choose what you wish. But I hope this channel is mainly for the physical aspect of it. Maybe I'm not gonna get you an SVJ or SVR, but maybe I'll get you some biceps. Hey, I hope so. I hope I'm getting some biceps. Good shit. So why have all the bread if you can't have the physique with it too? Shit, don't you want it all? So I wanted to get that off my chest because I was thinking about that, and I was also thinking about how if you watch my content, you're probably in the same boat. So why not share a little cross connection there? But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think of what else you guys would want to know. Or at least if you're younger than me, or older, whatever, or something I could share that'd be valuable. I thought that was pretty valuable. I will say, starting doesn't feel difficult, but then once you get into it, then it just gets more and more like daunting, and then you try and fail and try and fail, and I'm still in that process right now. Obviously, I haven't broken through. I mean, I'm in a 2010 Mazda 3 right now. It's a 15-year-old car, and I had to get the brakes replaced on it. The entire axle brake broke. Like, that's how I would do. If this is the trenches to me, then I mean, I think I'm doing just fine being able to work out and talk to you guys. But yeah, it could always be worse. But, I think trying to enjoy it. So many guys that are near my age or just as into fitness as me want to get to the end result of being 250 lean at 21. And I think it's the same way once you make a bunch of money. Like, once you make it, like, the game's over. The game is getting to that point. The game is the amount of time it takes to get there. Think about a video game when you play. I'll use a few different video games as reference, so it makes sense. Think about Call of Duty. If you play multiplayer and you go through all the ranks of, I guess they have battle passes now, but like whatever. Once you get to tier 100, either in Fortnite or Call of Duty, once you get there, it's like you already. What else are you grinding for in the game? Sure, you can play around and do kind of feels like you're playing sandbox mode, but once you make it, like, the fun is getting to that point. Or when I used to play Roblox, like the tycoon games, where you have to, like, you build like either a house with a bunch of weapons and stuff like that, and you accumulate money with like generators, kind of like elixir pumps or something. And like once you make it to the maxed out house, it's like, sure, it's fun for the first 20 minutes of being maxed out, but after that, it's like the game's over. It's like, well, what now? And I try to look at that from both perspectives of what I just mentioned about getting money at a younger age, and also building a physique at a younger age. Because if you try to speed around the process, the money or the fun's all gone. Sure, it's gonna be fun when you're rich or fun with muscles, but like, it's gonna be even more fun when you're accelerating into it. Thought that was some valuable info. I say that also because I need to hear that. When I see guys with physiques that are way bigger than mine, I'm like, what am I doing? I've been doing this for 5 years. I'm still not there, but it's part of the enjoyment, is enjoying the process of it. And the money side of it too. Unexpected combo at the end of this workout, huh? You weren't watching me leave that workout expecting this get thrown at you. Guarantee that. So I'll cut it off at there. I appreciate you guys watching that. Hopefully you guys took something from that talk I had, and we're all gonna be doing just fine. If you never quit, give everything you got every day. Enjoy the process, and we'll be good. You and I, we gonna be good. So I got bias a little bit back tomorrow. I'll be uploading the day after this one. So appreciate y'all watching. See you guys tomorrow.